What's good, y'all? This is Abwon, and this is another edition of Before You Watch. I know I was going to do the final episode of Kanye's documentary, but I ended up getting delayed and not watching it in time. And so it didn't happen. Before I jump into this one, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified anytime I do drop a new video. And this time I am doing it for the... I don't even want to call it a remake or a reboot. I guess you could call it like a reimagining. Bel-Air, based off of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the classic television show. If you've never heard of it, you can't watch this video because shame on you. It's on Peacock, and which is, I think, NBC's streaming platform, exclusive streaming platform. And it started out as a short film. This gentleman got a budget to do a short film. He decided to do the intro to the Fresh Prince theme song and turn that into like a movie. Will Smith's, the infamous Will Smith. His production company saw it because the short ended up going viral. His production company saw it, and the rest is history. It's now a TV show. There's another short film on YouTube floating around. It's like a remake of Martin. It's supposed to be like how it's like they're telling of Pam and Tommy. That one's not really going viral like how the Bel-Air one did. I guess that's like the trend now. People are trying to just do remakes or reimaginings of their favorite shows in hopes of them getting picked up. But I don't see that happening with a lot of these shows. Anyway, this one. This is a drama. Bel-Air is a drama, whereas The Fresh Prince was a comedy with dramatic elements. This is pretty much a drama. There's no type of comedic elements in it at all. That's not to say the show is boring, though, and that's not to say the show isn't funny either. There are some parts where I chuckled, but I never really laughed. So every character has, I guess, their own nuances. Carlton, to me, Carlton is my favorite. A lot of people were going in on him. Carlton is definitely my favorite. He's definitely the villain. But I like the show better when him and Will are on the same side. Will is still Will. Uncle Phil is still Uncle Phil. Now, the one thing I do like about Uncle Phil in this one is he's more relatable, I guess you can say. Uncle Phil in the classic TV show, you kind of just looked at him like he was this judge, jury, executioner type guy. He definitely was intimidating. In this show, he's not really as intimidating, but he's just more relatable. He seems more like the cool dad. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but he's definitely like the cool dad. Jeffrey, I was surprised with the most, though. His character has a lot more depth as opposed to him in the classic, where he was just kind of like the butler that would make witty jokes here and there. In this show, he definitely he's almost like the moral compass. I do love Aunt Viv. However, I don't like how so many characters are against her. It's almost like everybody except for Will is against Aunt Viv. That includes Uncle Phil too. But for the most part, I really did enjoy the show. There were some things that I thought they were pandering, but aside from that, I really did enjoy the show. Everybody on social media is pretty much hit or miss with the show. Some people are just so against it because they don't like this, they don't like that. Some people are like, give it a chance. I really did like the show, and that goes without saying. When I first saw the trailer to the show, at first I wasn't gonna watch it because The Fresh Prince is one of my favorite shows of all time. So I was just like, I don't really want to watch it and take away from that nostalgia. But at the same time, I knew I would be doing myself a huge disservice if I didn't watch it. So I said, I'd be remiss if I didn't watch this show and at least give it a chance and, be honest with myself. If I didn't like it, I'd just be honest with you and say I didn't like it. But I can honestly sit here and tell you I did like the show. I would like for it to come back for a second season. However, the one thing I don't like is I don't like how Jazzy Jeff has no role. His character's barely in the show. I mean, maybe they're looking at it like, okay, in the future seasons, him and Will's relationship will blossom. But in this one, he's just like he's like out of touch. He's not really up with the times. He still flirts with Hillary. I mean, the character, the actor that plays him is pretty good, but you know, it's his character in general is just, I just don't really care when he's on the screen. I just don't really care what his character is doing. He doesn't get thrown out of the house like in the show. I know they're gonna figure out a way to incorporate that, but that's the biggest issue I have with him. His character just doesn't have any depth. He doesn't really have much of a role. He's just kind of just there. I feel like they didn't really know what to do with him, so they kind of just created a storyline and was like, we'll just give it to this character and just say it's Jazzy Jeff. Other than that, I really did like the show. There's not that many episodes. I think there's like 8 episodes or 10 episodes. I forget. I actually finished watching the show a few weeks ago. Episodes are like 35 to 40 minutes. They're not long at all. They're easily bingeable. And a couple Philadelphia superstars and Philadelphia legends and icons make cameos on the show as well. I was hoping Gilly the Kid would have been on the show. Maybe he wasn't. I missed him. But maybe he'll be there for the second season. But a couple Philly legends, you know, have a couple cameos. I'm not gonna say it. You just gotta watch it. Shout out to the creators of this show. I'm gonna give this show an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. You know, everybody's gonna tell you whatever they feel about the show. They're gonna give you all types of opinions about it. I feel like the folks that do like it aren't really gonna give you too much about why they like it. They'll just say, oh, it's a good show. But the folks that don't like the show will give you every excuse under the sun. I don't like the yellow sneakers he wears. I don't like the white dress she has on. I don't like this. I don't like that. I mean, I saw people online going in on the gentleman that plays Carlton, like, oh, he's so ugly, this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting here like, what does that even matter? Like, he can act his ass off. Everybody in that show can act their ass off. It's a good show. It's a good show. 8 out of 10. The music is dope. You know what I'm saying? The cinematography is dope. It definitely looks different. It doesn't look like a typical sitcom or a typical TV show. Check it out, man. Bel Air on Peacock, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you watch. You can easily binge it now. Peacock has definitely been stepping their game up in terms of content. So, yeah, that's what it is. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with another review, y'all. Peace.